All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and here we are at game number 3 between KiLLeR and DdoRo. And again, once more, DdoRo is up 2-0 against KiLLeR, so hopefully KiLLeR gets himself back in this series and wins this game somehow. I don't know what he needs to do. Last game, he just got caught in very bad timing. Ooh, what was that? A little bit of worker dancing over there. So yeah, unfortunately last game KiLLeR, you know, he was working up very strong economy, working his way into additional expansions, and he was teching up pretty hard into Broodlords. And if he had just, you know, a couple more minutes to get those Broodlords in play, he would have been fine. But, you know, DdoRo hit at just the right time with very Blink Stalker heavy. And, you know, we did see some pretty heavy Infestor count from KiLLeR, but with those Blink Stalkers being able to snipe out those Infestors before they could do much damage, unfortunately, KiLLeR really didn't have much going on for him there. So this time we're on the map Terminus. Over here in the 9 o'clock position is DdoRo as our purple Protoss player. Down over here in the 6 o'clock, KiLLeR as the yellow Zerg player. And once more, guys, this is game number 3. Now, it does look like we will be seeing DdoRo come out with that Forge Fast expand. Keep an eye on these rocks, though, because this Forge Fast expand will not protect from any pressure that moves through these destructible debris and into that natural expansion over there. And that will be something that likely DdoRo will have to contend with by coming off with another wall off over in this position. So anyways, yeah, we're definitely going to want to keep an eye on that. Now, let's see what KiLLeR is doing. Getting spotted right away, forced him to actually go pool first. We saw last game what happens when you try to go hatch first against a Protoss player who scouts you immediately. You deal with pylons and cannons, especially when they're going for a Forge Fast expand. Now, given this map as well, very likely to see Forge Fast expands. It's just pretty popular on this particular map. There's a few maps where in PvZ the Protoss player likes to Forge Fast expand, and Terminus would certainly be one of them. Now we're going to be seeing that attempted expansion right now from KiLLeR, although DdoRo moving down with that probe, doing a little bit of harass over here, just kind of dancing around. And there we go, finally manages to drop the hatchery regardless. Now with this Overlord, he will be scouting out where that probe is going and what he is doing, but it doesn't look like we will be seeing any type of harass there with those cannons at all. Instead, we're going to be seeing DdoRo go straight for that Nexus as soon as possible, and then he'll be working his way up into Gateway and cannons. Now, the Overlord pretty comfortable right here for quite a while. I mean, you can see there's not even a Gateway in play, so really nothing that KiLLeR has to worry about at this point in the game. And actually, wow, look at this, DdoRo already preparing for this wall off before even as this one completed. So clearly DdoRo fully aware of the fact that, you know, these destructible debris will get taken out and he will have to deal with pressure from that angle. It makes the Forge Fast expand a little bit more difficult here for that very reason. Again, having to deal with those destructible debris and having that second entry into your base. But I've said that about 7 or 8 times now, so we can stop mentioning it. We'd have a couple Zerglings moving across the map, and they will not be able to get all the way through, although they can do a little bit of damage now while that cannon's not up all the way. But instead, it looks like they're going to start going to town here on these destructible debris. And again, we're definitely going to want to keep an eye as to what KiLLeR decides to do this game. We can see still no extractor, so he's just going to be going pretty hard into another expansion. First checking down here to see if he could find any probes or proxy pylons, and then moving right into his expansion. So a very quick third here from KiLLeR. Still working on the back rocks over here. Again, KiLLeR is going to be trying to make his way on through. We got that Cybernex core coming on down. He did have a second gateway that was coming through, but he canceled that off as soon as this one finished. That way, you know, not having a redundant gateway early on, and instead using those resources for that Cybernex core. But again, we can see right now KiLLeR working his way through those rocks, and he's going to be droning up incredibly hard right now, knowing the fact that DdoRo is walling off over here. Again, he saw with that Overlord what was going on. Not sure where that Overlord went right now. There we go. The Overlord's actually chilling and moving his way back on up. Again, he's got a little bit of a while before he has to deal with any anti-air that he has to really be concerned about. So we are just going to see KiLLeR do what he can to drone up, take advantage of the fact that DdoRo is having to go for that second wall off, and as such isn't likely to have very early pressure at all against KiLLeR. It's nothing that he really has to worry about. So expansion just about finished right now. Both players, again, just going to be droning up. I'm going to take this time to apologize if I sound a little bit stuffy today. I don't know. I think it's I don't know if it's sinuses or allergies. I've never had allergies in the past, but I'm just feeling a little stuffed up today. And if you guys hear it in my voice, I apologize. I do some voice exercises, try to clear it up a little bit. Maybe a little do re mi fa sol ra mi fe do re mi fa sol. I think that's what it is. Anyways, that's enough of that. So we are seeing Roach Warren come out right now for KiLLeR. Also that evolution chamber. What the hell was that force? I don't know, guys. I usually do a little vocal clear up in the morning, so try to do a little vocal exercises. If you don't know, I played the guitar for like 12 years, so I'm kind of musically inclined, at least a little bit, even though I'm completely tone deaf and I can't carry a tune for the life of me. I still play music, so I have an idea of what's going on. And Zerglings sneaking their way right on up after killing that rock, and that's what I get for talking about garbage. You guys are probably infuriated right now, but in all honesty, I don't think he's killed much of anything. No, it doesn't look like it at all. A lot of those resources are from that canceled gateway that he did have over here. Let's take a look here. Looks like 3 total units killed. And DdoRo, oh my gosh, he's going to be dealing with this harass right now from those Zerglings. The Zerglings killing off now a total of 3 workers, 4 workers. Is he going to get worker number 5? Oh my gosh, 4 workers total. And oh my god, what is going on? DdoRo going with 3 Stargates. Was that scouted by those Zerglings? Did those Zerglings actually see that? No, they did not. Zerglings did not spot this, so we have got 3 Stargates coming out. That is intense right now. Now, what is KiLLeR going to do to respond? It's very interesting indeed. We have a Spore Crawler coming up just in case he has to deal with any DT. And those 3 Stargates are going to be finished in just one moment. And then we will be seeing some pretty impressive air harassment going on. I wonder if he's going to go for triple Void Ray or if he's just going to be trying to mass up Phoenixes. You can see working on a very strong economy right now. Let's take a look here. These Stargates are up, and what will it be? DdoRo, 3 Void Rays, level 1 air weapons upgrade is finished right now. Void Ray heavy. How well is this going to do? Well, right now, besides those Queens and a couple of Spore Crawlers, not a lot of anti-air here for KiLLeR. This could be quite scary in all honesty. This is going to be a very, very, very heavy push. I think he's probably going to wait until he has 6 Void Rays before he actually pushes out and shows his hand. But that is pretty intense. Heavy, heavy Void Ray. All we've got right now is Roaches. Now, are we going to be seeing a counter response by KiLLeR once these Void Rays push out? There we go. First 3 are up, and he is actually going to be following them up with some Phoenixes. There's not enough anti-air at all. Now, we do have that Hydra Den that is just about finished right now. Once that comes up, if he can churn out a ton of Hydras, then he will be okay against this. But here we go. The Void Ray harass starting up right now. KiLLeR forced to pull everything off the line right there, trying to get a little bit of damage with that Spore Crawler on that one Void Ray. Void Ray getting pretty low. We got 4 Hydras coming out. That's not going to be enough, though. He needs more than that. Number 5 coming through. Those Hydra numbers need to get a lot stronger than this if he wants to be able to properly contend with this. We're going to be seeing KiLLeR move out with a counterattack, and I fully expected this to happen right now. Those Roaches, you know, not going to do much sitting idly here in the main, and oh no, this is going to be the biggest problem. Is he dealing with a supply block right now, and if he gets those Hydras caught out of position one at a time, he needs to get all the Hydras together in one big group and engage with all of the anti-air, because these Hydras popping out one at a time are going to die pretty quickly due to that Graviton Beam. Now here's that Roach counterattack as expected. Going to be pushing forward, and let's see how much damage KiLLeR can do in response right now. Those Void Rays and Phoenixes continuing to go to town. Do we have some more Hydras? What do we have over here? He's still supply blocked again, so he can't even create more. Pushing forward, doing what he can. This is not looking good at all for KiLLeR. KiLLeR does have that counter aggression. These Roaches doing a decent job over here, breaking through that frontal wall. They're going to have to deal with these Phoenixes lifting them off, but not taking too much damage besides that. My biggest concern, though, is, you know, what is KiLLeR going to do? He's sitting on supply block because of those Phoenixes and Void Rays, killing off those Overlords. Roaches are doing what they can. They will be taking out this expansion. We do have some Roaches up here in their main, forcing the stoppage of mining as well by DdoRo. DdoRo has got no mining going on right now. And oh my gosh, KiLLeR, with those resources, he's got some more Hydras coming out, and this Roach counterattack could prove to be quite effective. Where are those Void Rays and Phoenixes? There we go, those Phoenixes moving down. And oh my god, the burrowed Roaches! He cannot see the burrowed Roaches! Oh no, he can because of this right here. He needs to move the Roaches back, burrow them. There's no observer. If he can just burrow those Roaches in the corner, he's oh my gosh. We've got some Phoenixes moving across. Those Hydra numbers are strong enough right now, so KiLLeR will be able to push these back. And DdoRo calling the good game. Unbelievable. DdoRo started this game with a Forge Fast Expand, and KiLLeR held off on getting the gas early on and went for a quick 3rd expansion. We saw KiLLeR work through the back destructible rocks. With that, he was able to get his Zerglings up into the main base and through the natural expansion of DdoRo. He wasn't able to do all that much damage, however he killed off a few probes because of this harass. DdoRo immediately pumped out 3 Stargates with 3 Void Rays and then followed that up with 3 Phoenixes. Initially, KiLLeR lacked the anti-air to deal with this, was forced to pull off of mining here until he had enough Hydras to deal with the Void Rays and Phoenix. Rather than sitting idly in his main with his roaches, KiLLeR pushed out for a strong roach counterattack, and because most of DdoRo's forces were inside of KiLLeR's base, he was able to do quite a bit of damage. With roaches in the natural and the main, KiLLeR was able to stop DdoRo from mining for quite a while, and by the time his forces got back to actually assist, he had lost a lot. KiLLeR was then able to work up on his Hydra count enough to repel the air of DdoRo and force the GG. Alright guys, that was game number 3 here between DdoRo and KiLLeR. So right now, KiLLeR getting himself back in the series. He's still down, but winning this game puts him back in the swing of things. We will be moving on to game number 4 in just one moment. As always guys, if you like the content, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.